So as you all know, November 5th, we had WWE Crown Jewel. We're here to review it, talk about it, and just discuss what we witnessed. Now, a couple days have passed since then, so I was able to digest everything that happened. I was able to just relax, calm down, and see what it was all about through highlights and the reception that people gave it. Let's go over the match card. We had Braun Strowman versus Omos. Bray Wyatt made an appearance. We had the Tag Team Championship on the line for the women. Asuka, Alexa Bliss versus Damage Control. We had the OC versus Judgment Day. Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos versus the Brawling Brutes. We also had Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a cage match. We had the women's last women's standing match. Sorry about that. But we had Bayley versus Bianca Belair. And then we had Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, along with the main event, Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul for the Undisputed title. So that was a really good match card overall. But ultimately, did it deliver? Did it satisfy what I was looking for from this event? Look, ultimately, there's three matches that I want to highlight. And the honorable mention, which we'll start with that, was Braun Strowman versus Omos. It was a good match. It was fun. Two giants going at it. It had enough chaos, enough, strength. They showcase their strength and their height and their just how much of a giant Omos is, right? And how much of a giant Braun Strowman is along with him as well. So I thought that match was well done, well executed, and that was my honorable mention. But the three matches that I thoroughly want to highlight here, we'll talk about those in a little bit. But the ones that I would pretty much forget about is the Damage Control tag match. I didn't care for that too much. The Drew McIntyre match is interesting because Drew McIntyre won, but he was also not injured, but he was feeling under the weather. He didn't want to back out of the event, but he's been sick the last couple of days. And, it could have been something else than what we got. But, I think that ultimately what we did end up getting was still fun and enjoyable overall. The match that disappointed me the most, though, was definitely Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. This is a dream match that, it was high pace, high octane action. They went outside and they broke the barricade, and they got very physical early on, and they showcased Bobby Lashley's talent, making him look like $1,000,000. Brock Lesnar pulling out that little, fluke of a win there. But I don't know. And then the OC and Judgment Day was a consistent, solid match, but it could have happened on Raw. It could have happened on SmackDown. It didn't really need to happen at the pay-per-view. I felt like there was something missing there, Rhea Ripley got involved as we all expected, but no one came to help the OC. So I don't know what the hell that was all about. And then the Bray Wyatt segment, another segment that he has that could have been on SmackDown, where he cuts a promo on himself, and they're obviously building towards something, but they're testing my patience. And I just don't know if it even needed to be on the pay-per-view. But it is what it is. At least the fans over there got to see him live in person. So that's always cool. So now that we bulldozed through the match card, which I honestly didn't want to spend too much time on those matches, I want to spend a lot of time talking about these matches. So we'll start off with the last woman standing match, which is my second favorite match of the night. I'm doing it out of order. We're just going with it. All right. Enjoy the flow. Last woman standing match did not disappoint. This was a botch fest at times, but they got different things involved, different weapons. They went to the stage. They brought out a golf cart. They were in the Titatron. Like, I just love how chaotic it felt and how brutal it felt at times, even going through the table. And they were all over the place. It was definitely worthwhile and a worthy co-main event that I thoroughly enjoy from start to finish. Bianca Belair continues to prove that she is amazing, must-see TV when it comes to her matches. I don't care too much about her character, but when it comes to in-ring ability, she is just top-notch. And Bayley, she is really, really good. Bayley is as good as it gets when it comes to the female division. She is just up there as one of the greats for sure. So when you put these two talented women in the ring and in a last women match stipulation, I just had a blast with that one. So really enjoyed that one. My third favorite match was the Usos versus the Brawling Brutes. Man, the Brawling Brutes don't get enough credit. They have been on a tear putting on banger after banger after banger. It doesn't matter who they face. They are very, very good in the ring together, man. You could feel the chemistry. They're united. And, against the Usos, they put on one hell of a match here. At times, I almost felt like the Brawling Brutes came close. But obviously, the Usos are not ready to drop that title yet, especially with this upcoming Friday. We're going to get to see the Usos defend their titles against the New Day, because the New Day still have the record for longest reigning, tag champs or something like that, or like 400 and something days, I think is what it is. But, that match was surprisingly good. I didn't think I was going to rank it at all. Honestly, I thought, okay, this is going to be definitely the main event and the Bianca versus Bailey. But, the Usos surprised me. Not because I don't expect for them to be good, but this is Crown Jewel. I thought it would have been just a filler match, but they gave us a good outing that I thoroughly enjoyed. And, one match that I really wanted to love more than the Brock Lesnar versus Bobby was that Drew versus Karrion Kross. But I don't know, it wasn't enough for me. So at least the Usos versus Brawling Brutes was really, well put together. And then the Bianca versus Bailey was another one that was well put together. But come on, y'all. Let's get into the thick of it. Let's get into the main event, man. Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. We knew Roman Reigns was going to have to come out here and whoop his ass and win. But Triple H is a mastermind. The way they produced and wrote this match, it was just outstanding, man. I was on the edge of my seat. I almost believed that there was a small window for Logan to win, even though we knew that it couldn't end like that. But for whatever reason, I thought maybe Austin Theory would come out. They would do the Money in the Bank cheese. But they didn't even do that. They actually used Jake Paul, the Bloodline. Everyone got involved, and it was just a lot of fun, man. Logan Paul doesn't need to be this good in WWE, and he is. He truly found his calling, like he says. And I believe it, man. This guy is so freaking good. This is only like his third match, and he's already main eventing a major show like Crown Jewel. And he puts on this kind of performance versus the very best in the business in Roman Reigns, in my opinion. Like, the story went well, including his brother was just a last-minute add-on, which played well. What a great fit. And it was a spectacle, and it brought that entertainment element to WWE that we all know and love. And I was just happy that the match over-delivered. I thought it was going to be good. I figured it would be the best match on the card, but damn, to this extent, I didn't know it was going to be this great. And I do give them credit for starting off the show with Brock versus Bobby, but ultimately it was just not what I wanted out of them two. I feel like they could have put together a better match, but since there was no title on the line, there was no deep story going into it. It was one of those Crown Jewel spectacle matches, And I'll give credit to Triple H for making this Crown Jewel mean more than the ones we've had in the past. It was significant storytelling here and story arcs that had definitive endings, but it still felt like it wasn't as big as some of the other pay-per-views we've recently seen, even Extreme Rules. But was Crown Jewel worth watching? For sure. I'll still give it an 8 out of 10 because it was consistent, and the last 3 matches, man, it was like putting the icing on the cake. It was just ultimately a fun ride. It just got better as the show went on, and we didn't look back. So hit me up in the comment section. How do you feel about Crown Jewel? Overall, I did give it an 8, which is a decent score. Especially we've been giving Triple H everything like 9 and 10s for what he's done with the pay-per-views that he's worked on. The guy is just he gets it. He gets it, and I'm enjoying what he's been doing. He's very creative with his endings and his stipulations. So I'm digging it. I can't wait to see what he does with Survivor Series War Games, which sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, guys, once again, my 3 matches of Crown Jewel are Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns, the Usos versus the Brawling Brutes, and last but not least, Bianca versus Bailey. Let me know which one was your favorite, or at least your top 3 like I picked. All right? I'll see y'all on the next one. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.